Welcome to 3D.sk. On this site you can find thousands of images of whatever you need, from male and female characters, costumes, animals. We also have 3D scans, textures, texture maps, street photo reference, studio photo reference, and many more, which can all be found on this site. So today we'll be covering the foot. So I've used the same methods as I did in the other tutorials, setting up reference images for each side. And then I matched them up using this cube, or rectangle. So carrying on from that, let's start off by making this a Dynamesh. So let's put around 32 Dynamesh. And that looks a tiny bit easier to work with now. Now let's move it down. Let's smooth out all the edges a little bit. We don't want any hard edges here. I'm just going to go around and use the smooth tool. Maybe turn off the floor for a sec. Dynamesh again. Okay, that'll do for me. Okay, let's put floor back on. Just going to move this down. Move this here. As we can see from this, the foot kind of curves in one direction. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to Mask Pen, invert with Control I, EMV. Actually, I want to use the actual move tool to move this up to create a leg. Let's turn the mask off. Let's go Dynamesh. Smooth this out a bit. Okay, we're just trying to get the basic form. Dynamesh again. Go in a little bit more, smooth it out. Put this here, move back for the ankle, move this bit in. Maybe I'll go to here, holding down Control and Shift, and go to Trim Rectangle. I'll just do that to make that bit flat on top. Dynamesh again. Brush clay buildup. Actually, let's stick with BMV for the move tool. Let's try the top view. Let's go to the top view. Let's move this out. Let's try and get this kind of looking like more like a foot. Go to the back view, move the heel inwards. You can see what her leg looks like, so let's just move this in a little bit, move this out. Mainly it's just using the move tool to create what you need to create, really. Now we can see that the bottom view is quite a bit the way off. So what we can do is, we can go to Draw, up, down, go to the bottom of the foot, and try moving this into place a little bit more. So about there. Now, is that in the right position? Yes, it is. Move it about here. Maybe it needs a vertical offset a little bit. About here, maybe. About here will be good enough for me. Okay, so now back to the move tool. Let's just move these bits out. Smooth out that heel a little bit. I'm not liking this heel, so I might go out of draw and do it a bit more manually. A lot of this is kind of using your reference, but also searching on the internet for reference images. So we're getting there. It's looking a bit strange at the moment, but just Dynamesh. What I want to do is actually go to Z-Remesher, turn this down to 1, get it down in resolution a little bit. You can use the clay polish to clean it up a little bit. As you can see, it just kind of cleans it up a little bit. Let's go to floor. We'll probably have to scale it up a tiny bit. Okay, that's fine. Scale it up a bit. And that's just going to give us a more kind of polished look, so we can carry on from here. I don't like what the scale tool did, so I'm just going to keep it like this and move it back into place. Go to brush clay buildup, BCB, fill this in a little bit, scale that down a little bit. You can even have a look at your own feet to try and get a better view of what's going on. Feet are generally quite hard to do, as long as you get the basic shape, it can read as a foot. I'm just going to go to brush clay buildup and I'm just going to build up this bit a little bit. Now on the inside of our foot, which would be here, it tends to do this a little bit. So I'm just going to signify that a little bit. Maybe move this a little bit more here. We're going a bit of a different approach this time towards the feet than we did in the tutorial for the hands, because for the time being I don't really want to create a very complicated foot, because generally the feet will be covered up by shoes. But we can do a caricature, if you like, of a foot. If you know, especially if you know that your character's feet are going to be covered by shoes, then you don't need to put a lot of detail, you just need to get the dimensions right and the general look, so your character can read as a human. Just going to move this in a little bit here. I'm going to go back to that trim rectangle. Looking at my own feet for reference. Turn back down on the floor. Let's move this in. Move this back. Oh, that's really going back. This is really going back now on the side view. views don't quite match up, so I'm just going to use the best of both views. I actually prefer this view a little bit more than the other one, just because it has a better shape and it reads a bit better to me, and it'll go better with my reference. I'm going to go out of this mode, and for me, this is kind of reading as a foot. Just like with a hand, we're just looking for a basic shape. What you could do is you could cut from here to here. Sorry, other way. Then you could add the toes using Z-spheres like I've shown you in other tutorials. For this tutorial, I'm not going to be doing that. I think it's not that important. Obviously the hands are extremely important because even if you wear gloves you will still see all the fingers and they will all still articulate. But with the toes, generally they move as one. In animation, generally you don't see them moving individually because people are usually wearing shoes or other things and they don't usually move on their own, so it's not that important. Maybe in another tutorial I will be showing you how to sculpt the whole foot. But for now, I have a basic shape that I'm happy with. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off here. Maybe put the heel in a little bit. Have a look at it from all angles. For this foot, I'm fairly happy with it. What I might do is I might just get a straight across somewhere around here. I think this will be fine. Yeah, just getting basic reference of feet off the internet and using it to create like almost like a base mesh of a foot. If you really need to go into more detail, they may be showed in another video than I do. How to go about the feet in more detail. Probably a speed sculpt, as just like the hands, they take quite a while. So this is the end of the tutorial for today. Thanks a lot, and see you in the next tutorial. In the next tutorial, we'll be discussing how to merge all the parts that we've made in this tutorial so far. So merging the upper body, the lower body, the hands and the feet all together. See you in the next tutorial. Welcome to the end of this tutorial. Feel free to comment with feedback and suggestions below, and you can also comment on what you'd like to see us do in the future. Thank you, and goodbye.